For those of you who don't know, I'm a runner. And so we do these crazy running things. And so last Sunday, I ran the Milwaukee Marathon, and it was awesome, but it was 80 degrees. And let me just tell you, when that happens, you have to go from, well, I think I would like to run it in a certain time, to I hope I don't die. Literally. You're just like, oh my God, what do I need to do? And I don't know, one of the reasons I love running so much is it's so metaphorical. It teaches me so much about life. It teaches me so much about how similar running is to life. And it's like one of these things where I'm sitting there looking at it and I think to myself, well, all right, I was hoping to run a particular time, and then I'm like, yeah, Mike, but it's going to be 80 degrees. So what are you going to do about that? So at that point in time, now I'm in a position of being able to respond versus react. And what I mean by that is it's kind of a bigger concept, but it's this idea of choice. Because what Unity believes, is that we have the ability to make decisions in the moment that might be a little bit different than maybe we've done in the past. And when you start this journey, the spiritual awakening, if you will, I want you to imagine that in the past when something would come up, the way that you would handle it is basically driven by the way that you used to handle it, no matter what the situation is. And for some of us, what that means is that basically you're standing there and all of a sudden something happens, and if you're not careful, what happens is you just react. And it's the way you've always reacted. What's really cool is when you start to do this work and you really start to tap into this part of you, then all of a sudden what happens is something comes up, and instead of you immediately reacting, you go whoosh, and you stop. And you go, how can I react to this? Well, I know what I used to do, and that usually sucked. But what I can do instead is I can actually decide consciously how I want to handle the situation. And so what I was able to do is I was able to look at it and go, it's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow, Mike. What can you do about that? Nothing. There's nothing I can do about it being 80 degrees. What is that going to mean in terms of your run? Well, I need to be really careful, because if I'm not really careful, I could wind up like the handful of people that I saw literally getting hauled off in ambulances. That happened. Fortunately, nobody died. But you got to be careful. So then it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, it means a few things for me. And so I go through a list of things. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it just means be careful. All right, stop, slow down, drink more, take more hydration, take stuff that you need to take in order to be able to cross the line. And so it was like, oh, okay, so I don't have to get bummed out and upset and mad at the fact that I'm not going to be able to hit a time. No. Like, you can go out and have the most amazing, wonderful run you've ever had in your entire life. And I'm like, that sounds like fun. So why don't we go do that? And so I go to the start line, and then we go. And we start going, and the first half was pleasant, and the rest of the run got warm. I'm not going to tell you about the last 4 miles. I might have swore once or twice, but not too many times, and nobody heard me, I promise. But I made it. I crossed the line, right? And yeah, thank you. But again, to me, I think the beautiful part about it is being able to stand in the space of choice. And this is one of many spiritual practices that Unity has taught me, is that I can basically just stop, be present, look at the situation, and decide how is it that I would like to be in this moment? How do I want to be, instead of not having any choice and having to just do what I always do, unconsciously, by the way, because often what happens is we're living unconsciously, and so when we get triggered, we do this thing. And the truth is, from a psychological standpoint, we almost don't have a choice until you decide that you do have a choice. And I mean that literally. You literally can slow it down and say, hey, I can choose differently in this moment. And why can I do that? Well, because of who and what I am. Who am I? I'm a divine child of God. That's who I am. And by the way, so are you. And when you stand in your power like that, then it's like, oh, I have choices here. As Deepak Chopra says, I stand in the moment of infinite possibilities. And I get to decide how I choose to react or how I respond to this. And when you stand in that present moment and you realize that you're a conscious being and you can make those decisions, then all of a sudden the universe, and I always say this, the universe is just standing there going like, hey, we're just waiting for you to let us know how we can support you. Because we believe that you are supported at the highest level. And so then all of a sudden you're standing there going like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go in this direction and I want to have a good time and it's going to be fun. And the universe is like, cool, he wants to have fun. Next thing you know, I'm talking to little kids, I'm slapping people high five, I'm doing all the things that you do when you run a marathon. And it was really cool. So anyways, Unity, I just think, taught me these things. And as many of you know, I've been doing this for a while, over 40, it's going on 46, 47 years now that I've been a part of Unity. And it's a process. And that's the biggest thing that I want to let everybody know, is that when you all of a sudden make a commitment and say, hey, I think I want to start changing my life, I want to start doing things, I want to start applying these principles that Mike keeps talking about, what I'm telling you is it is a process. And the process takes time. My hope and prayer, and I literally mean this from the bottom of my heart, is that if there's anything that I hoped to be able to share with you, in all the times that you come, whether you see me speaking here, whether you see me in a class or whatever it is, that instead of it taking you 45 or 50 years to figure it out, what would happen if we could shrink that down, maybe to 2 or 3 days? Would that be okay? 2 or 3 days, right? Did he just say 2 or 3 days? But I want to tell you something. I really honestly believe that what's happening now is we are given, and when I say we, I mean humans, human consciousness is really open to this idea of this change taking place quickly. It doesn't need to take as long as it used to take. Trust me, that is the truth because of the times that we're in, and people are opening up, and people are more open to this idea of who and what they are, who and what God is, who and what the relationship to each other is. How do we connect with nature? How do we do the things that we do here?